voucher.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us through the entire show. We have Steve Rush with us. He's the owner, proprietor, and sometimes tour guide of the Mystic Caverns. I announced it as Cavern, but there are actually more than two. And when was the second one found?
The second cavern was called Crystal Dome, was found by the Dog Patch theme park folks in 1967.
Were they doing some excavation over there or something?
You know, that's what they told me when I first started working there. And I found out that the guy that was running it for him, Jim Skirmerhorn, that he figured out that there had to be another cave there, and he actually hit it on purpose with a piece of heavy equipment.
Oh, did he? Instead of fell in like with a dozer
that's
like
what I was told, but that's apparently not true.
It's not true.
But it was not until 1982 until it was open for tours to the public. So
okay. Well, I remember the day back in probably the early 60s when you could go there, and there was a rock building on next to the Highway 7 before it went down to your place. And that's where you bought tickets, and that's where you put on hip boots.
Wow.
And overall boots, or whatever, hip boots, whatever they were called. And you walked down a trail to that cave. And you crawled around, and they had a flashlight back in those days instead of hung lights, is the way I remember it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think you're that old.
Well, I'm
Albert Rainey ran electric lights in the cave, I think, in 1949.
Well, maybe they were out. Maybe they were out that day because they had flashlight. Maybe there's some. They were worried.
I think you dreamed all that.
No, I didn't. No, we went down there.
That's from Dan's younger days.
But there was no facilities for one that I knew of, and then there were no gift shop.
No. All that we have today was built by the Dog Patch theme park.
Okay.
They bought the property in 1966 from the Albert Rainey. And they completed all that development and opened it up as Dog Patch Cave in 1968.
Dog Patch Cave.
And they operated as Dog Patch Cave till 1981, and then the property changed hands. There was a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where did it get the Mystic Caverns from?
Albert Rainey named it Mystic.
Okay, Mystic.
Yeah, and apparently Mystic had a different connotation when he named it that than it does today. Mystic meant more like, we would say, awesome today. Whereas now sometimes Mystic has a negative connotation to it.
Mystic, okay.
But Mystic is an older cave that they've had open since the 1920s when they did actually do lantern tours. Kerosene lantern tours. And it had a huge natural sinkhole entrance. So the first settlers to the area, when they crossed the property, probably saw it because it was over 30 feet wide at the top.
Wow.
It would have been hard to miss.
When did you take over?
I bought the property in 1988, which was 25 years ago last month, and I began managing it in 1992. I had a manager that managed it prior to that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Well,
both of them.
If I've got this information right, this cave has more of what you would see in several other caves, but it's all encompassed in one. Is that right? The
older cave Mystic has such a diversity of formation in it, which are technically called speleothems, cave formations. It has halictites, which you don't see in a lot of caves that twist and turn. And it has spherical stalactites, which are a ball-shaped stalactite that form from slowly seeping water. They're very uncommon. I actually took a picture earlier this year in that cave of a stalactite with a tubular stalactite inside it. You could see they started as a tubular stalactite, and it was transparent, and it was a carrot shape, and you can see the tube inside it.
Wow.
Now, we don't have that picture. We do have a picture, though. I think Ian, your son, has a picture that I shot of the Crystal Dome, which is the lower cave, and we shot it using a 42 times zoom lens, little point-and-shoot camera, put it on a tripod, shot it straight up. I've worked there for 20 years, and I never knew what was up there. And you might show that picture now.
Well, we showed one earlier. Is that it?
That's it. And what you have are stalactites
looks like the ocean
there,
floor, basically,
which have what are called cave coral on them that looks like white lace. But I've worked there all that time, and you can't see that nearly with the naked eye. So if you come and would like to take the tour and would like to see that, bring some strong binoculars with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you bought the property and all, did you have some knowledge of cave stuff?
Zippity-doo-dah.
No, you just started.
Not a bit.
And you bought it. What was your reason for purchasing this?
I was managing a motel out in Prescott, Arizona, and had the opportunity to purchase it. And I had interest in a family farm that I was able to trade for the majority. And my brother had the other interest in the family farm, and he and I don't get along. And I thought,
Okay, I get that.
this is a good way to get out of that situation. And that's how I came about.
But you came into it with no knowledge, and now you've learned a lot in those 20 some odd years, no doubt.
Caves are holes in the ground. I found that out.
Yeah. Now, you spelunk, meaning that you go and do a little exploration every now and then.
I used to spelunk. I did spelunk. I did go and take our crew off the tour path in Crystal Dome Cave last fall. But I'm not really in good enough shape to spelunk. I had a heart attack about 5 years ago, and probably best that I don't do a lot of that, because I could get somewhere and they wouldn't be able to get me out. You know, and so
But what you did discover is there's more passageways that could be developed.
Developed, probably not. There are a lot more passageways, and we have another cave on the property we don't show, which is as pretty as any cave I've ever seen, called Not Much Sink. It's gated. It's very small, and they found the pretty part of it in 1981.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Interestingly, Albert Rainey, who had the property from 49 to 66, sold it to the dog patch people. Some of his grandsons, I think 2 of his different grandsons, were involved in the expedition that found the pretty part of that cave. They dug through a collapse area and found the pretty part. Now, the bad thing is that it's not braced. And the only way to get to the pretty part is to dug through the narrow tunnel that they dug through the collapse area.
Wow.
This we consider unsafe, so we don't do that very often.
So the collapsed area may collapse again without being
That would be bad.
support.
That would be not good
Particularly
at
if
all.
you were in it.
Yeah.
That would be bad. Yeah.
Wow.
So what's your hours of operation if people are interested in maybe coming by?
We're open from 9 to 5. 9 a.m. we start tours about 9:15 in the morning, open the doors at 9. And last tours at 5 p.m. until June, July, and August. Last tours at 6. Monday through Saturday, we are closed on Sundays. We do offer
You mentioned you had some discount coupons.
discount coupons. Which camera do I need to look at?
This one right here.
This one right here. We have these available, particularly for local folks. This will help you out. Get you $2 off adult admission and $1 off child admission. Good for up to 10 people. One coupon is. They're available at Miguel's Mexican Villa Restaurant and the Yona Shopping Center. They're available at the State Welcome Center just north of Harrison on Highway 65. And they will be available in about 10 days at the Harrison Convention and Visitors Bureau at their new location, which is going to be on the corner of Stevenson and Willow across the street from the courthouse. So that might be more convenient for you. But they're in transition. They're moving from their old location to that one. But I spoke with Terry Cook, their director, this morning. He said he thought they would be in by a week from this Friday. So.
Okay. Good deal. All right. And your season lasts how long? Is it you're not
We're
there?
open March through December,
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. We are closed Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. Other than that, weather permitting, we're open 6 days a week.
Well, for those people that are in our viewing area that don't know the cave or maybe have never been in the cave, there's a lot of things to see and do here in this area. Bring a canoe, go see the cave, and then go down to the Buffalo River.
5 miles south of the cave.
Exactly.
And if you want to go to an excellent restaurant as you go down Highway 7, you can always stop at the Cliff House.
Yeah,
Wow.
They're available.
That's on the other side of Jasper, but it has a view of what's called the Grand Canyon of Arkansas. Spectacular view. I'd say it drops probably 700-800 feet off their back porch.
Oh, it's beautiful back
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Mike and Becky McLaurin are the proprietors there. I took my wife.
Excellent people.
You went
and
Mother's
stuff.
Day, didn't you?
Yeah.
We went Mother's Day, and the food was just unbelievable.
It's always unbelievable. And they're great hosts there, too.
They are. They're
highly
fantastic
recommended.
hosts.
But make a day of it. Come on over. There's a lot of accommodations in and around the area. You can find a cabin to stay in, or you can go rent a cabin, or if you want to bring a tent or a motorhome or a travel trailer. There's lots of places in the area. Go to the ranger station, pick up a map of the area, and they can give you all kinds of information to make it a day or a weekend. But make sure you see the Mystic Caverns, because it's
One
awesome.
more thing. If you go visit our website at mysticcaverns.com, make sure you make that plural, because otherwise you go to a less desirable website,
Plural. Okay.
Plural. Yeah, we found that out. We have a blog, and if you go visit the blog, my hobby is to ride around and go to really scenic places, waterfalls and that kind of thing, and take pictures, and that's where I post all that stuff. And I do wildflowers. I went out to Baker's Prairie, and I did a big thing on Baker's Prairie, and I do little blogs, and mostly it's pictures because I don't have a whole lot to say, as you can tell.
All righty then.
All right. I don't know what that means. You've talked for the last 12 minutes.
It's because you told me I had to.
Does your wife tell you to ever shut up at home?
He's not speaking. He's not saying.
Did you notice the reaction when I said shut up? He immediately shut up. So I guess it works at home. He knows what those two words mean. Okay. Steve, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks.
We appreciate you being a local business in the area, and you're in the tourism business. So if you're coming in this area for a day or two or whatever and want to do some sightseeing, make sure you stop by Mystic Caverns. But if you're coming through Sunday, they will not be open.
That's right.
All right.
We're located 8 miles south of Harrison Square on Highway 7.
Right before the roads start doing this.
That's right.
Accessible.
About the time they start to curve,
Exactly.
that's where we are.
So if you get into all those roads, you've gone too far. Turn around and it'll be on your left. But anyway,
Yeah.
thanks,
All right.
Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We would like to thank all the guests that have been on the show today. You want to run down? I think we got a few minutes.
Stacey Antonelli, Scott
Wilson, Brianna Hope, and Mary Crosley with the Summer Smoke.
Cindy Haygood, Michelle Steiner, and Rochelle Such, and Steve Rush.
Right.
I have to, I'm gonna still want to mess up her name. Just
Sorry.
saying. Thank y'all for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time. We're gonna clap.
I guess. They're not listening in there to us. I don't know. Okay, you can switch to camera 3.